Good morning, guys. David back with another cryptocurrency update. First of all, thank you guys very much for subscribing to the channel. We just passed 300, and that does mean a lot to me, so I really do appreciate it. Definitely like, subscribe, share this video with your friends and family, and definitely comment down below. Thank you very much. Today's video is going to be about the Fortune 500 companies in the top 10. Apple, Berkshire Hathaway, Microsoft, JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. All of these companies have opposing views and differing ideas of the investment involvement and the technology usage in this cryptocurrency space. All of them have gone in different directions, have implemented or fought against this. You know, you've got Warren Buffett and Jamie Dimon, who have come out strongly against Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. You've got people like Steve Wozniak and Bill Gates, who are very much in the know and involved with cryptocurrency right about now. Okay, they are attempting to start something that I believe is going to be revolutionary in the financial industry. Okay, in 2008, when the crash happened, cryptocurrency did not exist. There was no outlet for anybody's currency to get out of the market, right? It was stuck in the vortex. It was either stuck in dollar or in the stock price itself. We're now in the 11th year since 2008 when the crash happened. Bitcoin was born in the ashes of that crash, right? 2008 was right when Bitcoin was created, 2008, 2009. Bitcoin has existed in the same exact time frame that the markets themselves have gone straight up. All of the markets, everything together. Almost like you see with the cryptocurrency space, but those moves happen a lot quicker and they're way more succinct, meaning that when Bitcoin moves, XRP and altcoins, everything will move together. If it goes up, it goes down. Everything pretty much stays in line. But if you look since 2008, ever since the crash, everything has been going up. The stock markets, the real estate markets, the bond markets, okay? Everything is going up. We're at a point where it can't keep just going up. So the dollar will soon be revaluated, and all of these corporations with bags full of money have a choice, okay? They have an opportunity to act before the crash happens. So in my theory, and this is going to get a little bit into speculation, is that as the dollar is revaluated and all of these companies have the opportunity to either sit by idly as everything changes or actually take advantage of this cryptocurrency market as we are seeing it now. If these companies were to, let's say I've got my notes here, okay? It says, if the company can issue their own cryptocurrency, yet give nobody access to it so that it will not fluctuate during an economic downturn. So if any one of these companies, Apple, let's say, with, $200 billion in capital or cash or whatever you want to call it, if before the next crash they were to initiate their own cryptocurrency and have an evacuation button from the United States dollar ready to just transfer all of their US dollar holdings into this cryptocurrency, yeah, the stockholders might get really crushed and everybody would get crushed. But guess what won't get crushed is that cash that they actually set aside. Now, if they're going to be believers in the technology and they think that this cryptocurrency is something that's going to provide utility in the future, then all they have to do is start their crypto now, start to give their customers access to it. So if Apple was to create the Apple crypto token, give their customers access to trading it, therefore when an economic downturn happened, they would already be heavily out of the US dollar. They wouldn't have all of their profit just sitting in dollar waiting to crash, right? they could have a portion of their business off of the chain of US dollar and onto the blockchain of cryptocurrency. Now, whether or not they use XRP to transfer between that or whatnot, we're not really sure if any of that's going to happen. None of this could happen, and all of it can happen. Really, it's just about putting the wheels to the track of understanding that there is possibility in the future for these companies to not just die in the next economic downturn. There's opportunity for them, along with us, to move the ball so far forward and fast that we can almost jump ahead of the next recession and have the plan in place to be the one that's going to be surviving and succeeding in that time frame. Okay? And so as the paper fiat dollars potentially sink in the future, the government is going to be forced to try and stop the flow, just like they've done in the past in 2008. Quantitative easing, they're going to be trying to print themselves out of this problem. That won't be able to happen. The next time they start up the printing presses in hyper gear, it is going to just flip, and we're going to go into hyperinflation mode. The US dollar is going to lose its position as world reserve currency. And I think the same thing might go for the US dollar, unless they find a way to link in with this blockchain and start the technology flowing forward and fast now. Okay? They have to really flip the coin and go. It's enough of this guessing and speculation stage. They need to build and move forward, no question. Okay, so as we get into the next stages of this, you got to understand that they might be creating their own cryptocurrencies, and those cryptocurrencies that they create might not be for us to access. It might just be for them to have a little bit of asset protection as far as covering their own books goes. Okay, let me know what you think of this concept, because it is very interesting, and it might be a little far-fetched for some people to think that the companies themselves, Apple or Microsoft or whatever, might actually create their own token. Okay, but they have big enough economies that exist within their businesses and platforms that if they did, it would make complete sense. It really would, especially if they were using those tokens to connect people, not to drive people away, but to really bring people in. I think that would be a real Kickstarter in this industry. It would prove validity and use and technology. And once you start to see this kind of thing happening, and like I said in yesterday's video, if you don't think that the companies are stacking, if you don't think that right now everybody that is potentially going to have any involvement with cryptocurrency is in the process of figuring out the paperwork, figuring out their contracts, figuring out their ownership, and figuring out their actual physical hardware wallet situations, whether or not they're going to hold the assets themselves or whether or not they're going to be sourcing the assets through a liquidity provider. So definitely start this conversation down below. I do believe the cryptocurrency space is only going to grow from here. So if you are one of us, I don't want to call us the early adopters or investors, because there's people that have already made 36,000% on XRP, and no, I don't see any 36,000% returns coming for Bitcoin or Ethereum or XRP or anything like that. We're in a market where we could see real adoption, and it's definitely possible for everything to really move forward in a real use case way, where people are utilizing the technology and are transacting business on the distributed ledger and are just really excited with the prospects of the future. Definitely like, share, subscribe, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. It's a beautiful rainy day here in California, and I'm about to go to work. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next video.